We have to solve rational inequality, and the main idea to make here a single fraction. So at first we're gonna make one side equal to 0, so we're gonna subtract 4 from both sides of inequality. And now we're gonna make a common denominator, so we're gonna multiply the numerator and denominator of first fraction by x minus 1. Then the numerator and denominator of second fraction, we're going to multiply by x. And the third term, we're going to multiply by x over x and x minus 1 over x minus 1. And this should be less or equal 0. So now we're going to have in the numerator x minus 1 plus 2x minus 4x squared, and minus 4x times negative 1 is plus 4x over x times x minus 1 is less or equal 0. After simplifying, we get negative 4x squared, x plus 2x plus 4x plus 7x, and minus 1 over x times x minus 1 is less or equal 0. But we're gonna get rid of negative coefficient before x squared, so we're gonna multiply both sides of inequality by negative 1, and we get 4x squared minus 7x plus 1 over x times x minus 1, and inequality sign flips, so that's greater or equal 0. So that's the right form. And now we're gonna make the numerator and denominator equal to 0. That's going to be 4x squared minus 7x plus 1 equals 0. And we can't factor this, so we're going to use quadratic formula where a equals 4, b is negative 7, and c is 1. Therefore, x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, and all over 2a. So that's gonna be 7 plus or minus square root of 49 minus 16 is 33, and over 8. And now we're gonna make the denominator equal to 0. So therefore get that x equals 0 and x equals 1. So now we're going to put those numbers on number line where x is 0 and x equals 1, and we put open circle because we know that these values will not satisfy inequality, because therefore our expression going to be undefined. And now we're going to have to know where we should put 7 plus or minus square root of 33 or 8. So we're going to evaluate this. And we know that square root of 33 is less than square root of 36 and greater than square root of 25. Therefore, square root of 33 is between 5 and 6. So now we should understand what equals 7 plus square root of 33 over 8 and 7 minus square root of 33 over 8. So in this case, we get that the numerator is bigger than the denominator, so this number is greater than 1. So that's somewhere here. 7 plus square root of 33 over 8. And here we get that this number is between 1/8 and 2/8, so that's bigger than 0 but less than 1, so that's going to be here. And we include these values because we have it's less or equal 0 in our inequality. So now we're gonna evaluate each interval of our number line. So at first we're gonna evaluate the number which is less than 0, and let it be x equals -1. So x equals -1. We substitute and get 4 times -1 squared minus 7 times -1 and plus 1 over -1 times -1 minus 1. So here we get 4 plus 7 and plus 1, that's going to be 12. And over -1 times -2 is 2, so this number is more or equal of 0. So it satisfies our inequality. So all numbers which are less than 0 are solutions. Now we're gonna evaluate second interval, and we're gonna choose some number which is so close to 0. So that's gonna be 0.001. It's so small that we can evaluate it as 0. So we substitute it and we get 4 times 0.1 squared minus 7 times 0.1 and plus 1 and 0 over 0.001 times 0.001 minus 1. So we pretend that we substitute exactly 0 in the numerator, so that's going to be 0 minus 0 plus 1. And here we get just going to be evaluate the signs. So we get positive times negative, so that's going to be the negative number in the denominators. Therefore, we get number which is not greater than 0 and does not satisfy our inequality. So now we're going to use some number which is close to 1, so that's going to be 0.99. So we evaluate this as 1, so we substitute squared minus 7 times 0.99 plus 1 over 0.99 times 0.99 minus 1. So in the numerator we have 1, and in the denominator we have we have not 1, we have -2, because 4 minus 7 and plus 1, that's going to be -2, and in the denominator we have negative number, therefore it gives us positive number which is greater or equal 0. So numbers between 7 minus square root of 3 over 8 and 1 will satisfy our inequality. So the next number we're gonna choose is x equals 1.001. So it's 4 times 1.001 squared minus 7 times 1.001 plus 1 over 0.1 times 1.001 minus 1. So we evaluate this number as 1 because it's so close to 1. So it's going to be 4 minus 7 and plus 1 is -2. And in the denominator we're going to have positive number. So this number is less than 0. So this will not satisfy our answer. And the last number which we were going to evaluate is x equals 10. So we substitute and get 4 times 10 squared minus 7 times 10 plus 1 over 10 times 10 minus 1. And we get that in the numerator we get a positive number, and as well as in the denominator. So this number is bigger or equal 0. So this interval will satisfy our solution. And now I'm gonna write solution set. So that's gonna be from negative infinity up to 0 union, then including 7 minus square root of 33 over 8 up to 1, not including, and then union sign, and from 7 plus square root of 33 over 8 up to infinity. That's our answer.